We're going to check to see that our contact form is pushing to Airtable. I'm going to show you how we test this.
It's my lucky day.
And the reason we're jumping in today is we're going to check to see that our contact form is pushing to Airtable. So this is Airtable, full of leads from the contact form, and we're just trying to see how this contact form that is on these pages, so this contact form needs to go to here, Airtable. It's a nice way for you to track every single submission that's coming in without having all this data getting lost inside of your inbox. Usually you type something like this in and it sends it to your Gmail, and your Gmail is full of all kinds of stuff, and it's hard to track. So automatically what we're going to do is connect Mailchimp to Airtable as the contact form into the spreadsheet CRM manager here. Okay, now Airtable, if you're not familiar with this, you can customize this. It's basically Excel sheets on steroids. You can add all kinds of different web form kind of fields in here, categorizations, and linked to other tables. It's literally just an Excel sheet with a lot of powers. So if we look in here, I'm going to show you how we test this. So just to test that this is working, we're on the orbisgroup.ca is the website. We're going to test this here. I'm going to put my name in. I'm going to put my email address in there, my phone number, and we're going to type a message. This is a test email for Orbis, right? And then we're going to send that message. Boom. Let's see what happens. And here we go. Form was sent successfully. Now that's funny because this should have popped up a thank you page, and that's what my intent was. So if I check into here, this here, what happened? It seems like I haven't gotten the message yet. It may take some time, or maybe I am personally blocked from something right now. Hold on a second. Maybe I'm personally whitelisted for some reason. In any case, I will have to do one of two things: either use a different email address, or I will have to check in and see what's going on in the back end. So let's look under the hood here and see what this is all about. Elementor has this contact form content here. You can choose different fields and assign them, right? So if you look inside of here, actions after submit, this is all good because we're supposed to send an email. It redirects people and the Mailchimp. So this is the email, redirect, and the Mailchimp. These are the actions that have to happen after somebody submits a form. So this actually submits it to info@orbisgroup.ca. So that email should get a new message, and then it submits it from an email at orbisgroup.ca, which is basically just the internal email here. Or we can make it no reply, we can make it whatever we want it to be. From name, Orbis Group, email at orbisgroup.ca, okay, and BCC's myself. So I should be able to see that, but I don't. So that's weird. So that's why we're going to take a look at redirect to thank you page. Looks like it didn't do that. So let's make sure that HTTPS is put in there. This API key should be connected, and if it is, we should be able to see all this stuff. That's great. All this name, full name, right? And we have phone number, province. Great. So that should pull in. That's kind of okay. So submit button. All right. Form fields. Looks okay so far. So maybe we try it again and see what happens. I would think that this should be okay. It should be good to go. It's just a little funny that it didn't redirect me to a thank you page. And a thank you page is how we track conversions. How we track conversions on our Facebook Pixel and Google Tag Manager. So that's what we're going to do here. We're just going to update this and see what happens. So if this pulled correctly, and this one is using the same one, let's open this up here, edit with Elementor, and what do we see? Well, if this is correct and this is global, yes it is, this is global. See this short code right here? It is the same as the short code that we had back in here. What was the number? 944, and the number here is 944. Good stuff. Okay, so let's just maybe try this again and see what works. You know, if it doesn't work, you just turn it off, turn it on, right? Reset, one of the number one solutions. So let's try this. The email is now orbisgroup.ca, and say it's 987-654-3210. And then maybe it's AB this time, and I'm going to type in hi, this should work now. Okay, so send that over. And what happens here? Oh, there we go. Look at that. Thank you page pops up. All kinds of good stuff's gonna happen. I check inside of here. This may or may not pop up instantly, but it should pop up soon if everything worked correctly. If we check inside of Zapier and see what happened behind the history, we have what happened now. It was just, okay, maybe 4 minutes ago, this was the one that we had. This is tomkagan@gmail.com, and that should have populated, that's somebody else. And that should have popped up into here, but it looks like it didn't. All right, that's no problem. So we're gonna check a few things here. Maybe we gotta check Mailchimp. Maybe Mailchimp's the one we're gonna check, right? With all this stuff in here, all these tools, you know, you're connecting a bunch of software. You're gonna make sure they're all connecting right. So this is my login, that's fine. And then, okay, I'll do that later. Okay, so what happened today? Let's see the latest activity. 3 new activities, and maybe this is from last night. It's not today yet. We can look at the contacts. Contacts is the way to go. I like to get right into it. Okay, so it is coming in here. It is coming in here, right? And maybe this is because I have a previous name that they might not be showing up, but it is coming inside of Mailchimp. And let's see here if we can find the data that actually came in. So this populates with the latest subscriber, latest like forms. So if that was the latest one, this is the one here. It's funny that mine didn't go in. Maybe because I'm already a subscriber, or maybe I just resubscribed and it doesn't pop up the second time. But it should. I'd like it to. I think new subscriber in Mailchimp is different, but I'd say here. Let's check this out. So maybe new subscriber or updated subscriber, or maybe new unsubscriber, new subscriber in segment or tab. Added or updated in an audience, right? Maybe we change it to updated subscriber. Maybe that's the case. So if the same person comes in and submits the form, we do that, and then say we test the trigger. Okay, so that's an updated subscriber. And that's testing. Looks like that's our case here, right? Maybe this is what's required. Maybe we do a second zap that's like this, because it seems like when you submit the form a second time, it is triggers when a subscriber is added or updated in an audience. Okay, looks like that's it. And how are we gonna know whether this is gonna work for new and old subscribers that submit another form? We'll have to test that. So let's just make sure everything lines up correctly. Good, province, BC, because this was filled in from before. So let's test and review. Okay, and this should now pop up under here, testing test. Great. Now let's go back into here, and we can even, you know, pop in the data over here for B, continue, and then send data, retest, and that's Tom. Great. And then for C, for A, I mean, for A, no, that's A, we already have to do C now. For C, that's me. See, look at that, Lucian at orbisgroup.ca. And then we can find that, okay, let's see here, send the record, retest, and boom, I'm in. So, looking at that, that's the culprit here. The last step is to figure out whether this will work it for new accounts. How do you test if you want to stop making new emails and you want to test the same email over and over again just to make sure, but you want everybody else in this all the other software to recognize it's a different email? You can do this. You can type in Lucian and then plus test 1 or test 2. It doesn't matter what number you put. So I'm going to put test 2 at orbisgroup.ca. You can put test 692, like that'll still work. It's just a way for you, it's just a handy way for you to get the same email confirmation to your email address, but with a different email address for your contact form. Okay, so let's just do this, set it to A, B. This is test number 692. All right, and send it in. So this should register as a new subscriber inside of your Mailchimp. And this goes to the thank you page, which is what we want. Good. And then this should be a new one. So coming in, we should see that it is new. I'm gonna refresh this real quick, see what happened in here. So there it is, good stuff. That is the newest one, right? And this should pop up soon because I should be BCC'd. Otherwise, this should pop up in here right away. There it is, look at that. So that is a new one. Updated is the one to use. Don't just limit it to new ones, because sometimes people come back, use the same form. You get repeat business, and that's good for everybody. In any case, that's what we do. Looks like we fixed something and we learned something today. So Zaps, Mailchimp to Airtable. Use updated subscriber in Mailchimp to connect new and or updated subscribers that submit a contact form on your site so that you can pick it up every single time. All right, this has been Lucian Lou. Hopefully this is helpful. If you have any other questions, comments, let me know. You know where to find me. See ya next time.
It's my lucky day.